Hey everybody! So today we're going to talk about Virgo energy, and here is the card for it and how Virgo energy wants to express itself. Again, not talking just about Virgo sun sign people. I am talking about Virgo energy in general, how this energy wants to express itself. Any planets that fall in Virgo may express themselves in this way, in some of these ways, in a few of these ways, in all of these ways. And the house that Virgo is on the cusp of in the chart will also, those areas of life will probably express themselves in some of these ways. Okay. So Virgo energy is about serving and help. It's very helpful energy. It wants to help. It wants to be of service. It wants to be useful, which is really wonderful, really. I mean, I think that's pretty nice for that energy to want to express itself that way. Virgo energy is also, it's very proficient. It's very organized. So say you have, I don't know, Virgo ruling the IC or the fourth house cusp, depending on what kind of chart system you use, house creation system. The IC may or may not be the cusp of the fourth, but let's say cusp of the fourth house. It may be that your home life and your private life and all of those things, you run them in an efficient and proficient way. Like that's a big deal. That's a big deal for you. You need those areas of life to run like that. You need them to be organized. Organization is another way Virgo energy wants to express itself. All of those sorts of things. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, like Gemini. They're both into. They both express communication. They just do it a little differently. Gemini communication is more for the social aspect. Is more for making connections, whereas Virgo energy expresses communication there's usually a reason for it. Virgo energy does things because there's a purpose for it. So it communicates things that have a purpose. This energy might not be the kind just to want to sit around and gossip or shoot the shit. The things this energy does tend to be useful in some way. And the communication that this energy engages in tends to be that way as well. So there's that. Because this sign is ruled by Mercury, there can be an anxiousness to it as well. There's not quite so much changeability to it. It's probably due to being an earth sign. Probably there's more stability here than there is with Gemini. Again, probably due to the earth quality. And Mercury is also exalted in Virgo. It rules Virgo, but it's also exalted there. So that probably plays into why this energy is not quite as changeable as Gemini is. There does tend to be more stability here. Overall. Virgo energy is hardworking. Virgo energy has an affinity for the sixth house. So the sixth house is like the house of service, the house of work, of daily life, of routine. So Virgo energy will express itself in those ways. It is hardworking. It is serving. It is routined. It is routined. Which goes back to also this energy being efficient and proficient, and this energy is practical. This energy to me isn't a bunch of bullshit. Not that any of the energies of the different planets are or the different signs are bullshit, but this energy like cuts through the bullshit. It just has that quality about it, because it wants to express itself in a useful way, and obviously bullshit isn't useful. So this energy is very detail oriented and analytical. Again, that kind of also goes back to cutting through the bullshit. There is a this energy strives for perfection. And this is perhaps one of the pitfalls of this energy. Any planets that you have in Virgo might try to express themselves in a perfect type way. Which, perfection doesn't really exist. It just doesn't. So that can be difficult. I think the most important thing with Virgo energy is that, wherever Virgo falls in your chart by house, or any planets that fall in Virgo, it's important to know that, okay, so I might strive for perfection in these areas of life, or whatever planetary energy is needing to be expressed, I might strive for perfection, with those planetary energies. But what really matters is what's perfect for me. Because what's universally perfect just doesn't exist. And it becomes very difficult for this energy when they strive for this sort of perfection that just doesn't exist. This is also when the critical side of Virgo can come out, and depending on where it is in the chart and what's going on, what planets fall there, and all that sort of stuff, and even where Mercury falls in your chart, since whatever house cusp Virgo is on, that house will then dispose of itself to where Mercury is. There can be too much criticism. It can express itself too critically. Now, some criticism is a good thing, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with being critical, but when it's too much, right? A little bit's okay. A little bit is a good thing, but too much could cause problems for this energy, being just too critical. And that does happen. That can happen. I won't say universally, but it can happen. Wherever Virgo is in your chart, by house, you might find that you are overly critical of yourself, of other people, what have you, depending on what house we're talking about. So, or strive too much for perfection in those areas. There can also, and so also with Virgo energy, there can be like this sort of, and this kind of ties in with being critical, with criticism. Too much. There's like guilt and shame that comes into play here. Sometimes it's too much. And a lot of the times I find with Virgo energy, guilt and shame, they're not, even if you fucked up somewhere, this guilt and shame can be overwhelming in Virgo. and can be through Virgo energy, and it can be way too much, and it's usually not necessary to the point where this energy will take it. So yeah, it's usually, there's usually not a lot of, they're usually too hard on themselves in some way, or in that area of life, or something of that nature. But guilt and shame is definitely a Virgo, the way that Virgo energy might express itself. If you find that to be the case in your own chart, or if you find that you know, just something to take a look at. But yeah, I think that's probably pretty good for now. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you can find us on Instagram at Let's Fuck With Astrology. I am at Saturn Season Astrology on Instagram. Natalie is at Eternal Astrology on Instagram. If you're watching this on Instagram, you can find us on YouTube at Let's Fuck With Astrology. Just search that in the search bar. If you do the Reddit thing, you can find us on the subreddit Let's Fuck With Astrology. And if you're interested in the star cards, you can go to letsfuckwithastrology.com/star-cards. Okay, everybody. I'll see y'all later.